we tried our hands on with inheritance, and we tried out with some of the example, and we are going to use the same example to understand how interface and abstracts works. Okay, so let's get started. So we had a parent class called vehicle class and its corresponding properties and functions defined in a vehicle class, and then we had two child classes, fuel vehicle and non-fuel vehicle. This was one of the child class which was extending vehicle class, and then we had one more child class which was non-fuel vehicle Java. Okay, so now we'll see we call class when we have all the properties and all the methods have their definition within the same class. Now function definition, function declaration, what that is, if you see, there is a function name and a return type. So this will be along with the arguments. We call this only this part as a function declaration, but from the open curly brace to the closed curly brace, where we are mentioning what is the code that is to be executed when the function is called, so that part is called the body of the function, or we call that as an implementation provided for that function. So that is the body of the function, which is also known as the definition of the function. Okay, if any class, suppose this class is extending vehicle class, that is parent class, then it will automatically get all the properties and functionalities of the parent class. Along with that, it can have some new properties and some new methods defined for itself, right? So now what happened, for suppose there is a function for which there is no definition is provided, or we can say implementation was not provided, only declaration was there. So in this case, this method becomes abstract. That is, we are telling the JVM that we don't have the implementation for this method in the same class, so don't search for it and don't give me compilation error, because I myself am declaring that this is an abstract method. That means I am not going to provide the definition or the implementation of that function. Whichever class is going to extend me, that class needs to provide the definition for this. Okay, so this abstract is basically telling the JVM that I will not provide the definition. The class which is extending or implementing me, like the fuel vehicle class or the non-fuel vehicle class, that has to provide the definition. So if at least one of the function is abstract, then the class becomes abstract class. Okay, now let's try to compile this and see. Java C vehicle Java, this is fine. Now let's compile the fuel vehicle thing. So as per the definition, since this is an abstract class which has been extended by this, so they should provide the definition for set model name, but we have not provided this method definition, that is set model name. Okay, we'll remove this. I think I was trying this before, so I wrote it, but yeah. So this set model name declaration was given, but this class is not giving any definition for set model name. So in that case, I should get an error that is not implemented. Okay, could not find. Okay, I should compile it, not run it. So Java C fuel vehicle.java. Right. So if you see this, okay, this fuel vehicle class is not an abstract. That is, manually or externally, the fuel vehicle class is not saying that I'm not going to provide the definition. So it's like JVM will search for the definition of set model name in the same class. If I define the class in abstract or the method as an abstract, it means JVM, I am not going to provide you the definition, so don't give me error, because the one which is going to extend me or implement me, that is going to provide the function, the method definition. So here it is a normal class, so whatever the function has to be defined, it is to be there in the same class. But whatever we are getting, that does not override abstract method set model name, so we should provide the definition for that. Okay, so here I use this method and gave the definition for this, and this attribute is not present here. I should have this control C, control V. Okay, So I provided the definition for the abstract method. The abstract method which was present in this class, I provided the definition for the same method in the fuel vehicle class. Okay, let me compile and see again. So now we didn't get any compilation issues. That's fine. So that is what abstract class and method is. Now if we have at least one of the method in the class which is abstract, like here one of the method in the class which is abstract, that means the class becomes abstract. But if all the methods in the class are abstract, then what happens? Like suppose this definition was not there, okay, even this definition was not there, even this definition was not there. Okay, this, let's just remove this. This is for understanding sake. Okay, so here we are simply providing the declarations for these methods, but we are not providing any implementations. This will not be required since our function is okay. Now why I am removing these two is because since I am not providing any definitions for this class, those variables will not be used by these methods, so there is no use of these properties, right? And since I am not providing any definition for that method in the class, I should declare it as abstract. Okay, all the methods should be abstract. All the methods, like whichever is methods definition we are not defining, that should be defined as abstract. Now if you say all the methods are abstract, okay, in that case that is not a class, but that is an interface. Okay, if at least one of the function is there in the class whose definition is provided, okay, or suppose this definition is provided, okay, but empty body is there but definition is there. So in this case, if the definition is there, in that case this is not an abstract. So if this is not abstract, we cannot call this as interface. So if all the methods are abstract, okay, then only we can call this as interface. And since vehicle class is our parent class and I'm trying to implement all the methods present in the vehicle class, so this extends is like when our parent class or the class which we are trying to work out with is an abstract class or a class, then we go for extend. But if it is an interface, then we go for implements. Okay, so in this case what I should do, I should provide the definition for all the abstract methods present in the vehicle class. For this I provided, so let's provide body for all the others as well. Void fit wheels of int x. This is just an empty body, but that's fine. Then we have string get model name, okay, return model name. Then we have one more abstract method, integer get wheels. Okay, so now since we have provided definition for all the abstract methods present in the vehicle class, it should work fine. Java C fuel vehicle. Okay, what happened? Error set wheels into fuel vehicles. Attempt to assign a weaker access privilege. What happened? The error that we are getting is fuel vehicle class cannot implement get model name in this because it is attempting to assign weaker access privileges. Was public, okay, it was public. Okay, so thing is, if we are not giving any privileges here, like externally if we are not mentioning anything, then the access privileges that will be given will be a private one. But since here it is an interface class, right? So here for the abstract methods, the privileges that are given are the public. So if we are writing private here and here it is private and here it is public, then in that case we are not defining or providing the body of the same method. That is, we should override the same method. And here if we are not providing any access privileges, it means the one that is present here and the one that is present here layer has different privileges, so we should write it as public. Okay, the same is the case with other abstract methods also that we have implemented in the child class. So we are giving the equal access. Okay, so now when we are trying to implement a vehicle class, all the abstract methods that are present in the vehicle class we are implementing. That is self-explanatory. Now let's compile it again. Clear screen, compile. Return statement is missing. Okay, right. So in this function we should return something. Return get wheels, and there should be a variable string wheels. Okay, now I think we are clear. Return wheels cannot be converted to integer, right? This thing is of type integer. Yeah, that was my bad. Clear screen, compile. We are good. So that is what the use of implementation. So if it interface means if it is the class means that whatever the function that are present in the class should the definition will be provided in the same class. That's why we are saying this class is going to implement all these class. Now say I don't want to implement any of these class. Okay, I don't want to implement any of this, but apart from this I have one more function which is get fuel quantity. So it's like there was already 4 abstract methods and I provided one more abstract methods, so I'm adding one more abstract methods to these abstract methods. So it's like I'm basically extending this thing, because okay, for a second don't focus on this word, since if you see we had all these methods which are abstract and one more method which is abstract. If all the methods are abstract, then what is it? If all the methods are abstract, then it is not a class but it is an interface. And coming to this, are we providing definition to methods? No, right? We are simply declaring some more methods. So it's like to the 4 abstract methods we added one more abstract method, so we are simply extends. Okay, so and in this case we are not providing any definition, so we are not using any property of a class, so we don't need this. Okay, now let's compile this. That was like, so that is how this implements, extends, abstract methods, abstract classes, all this work. So if you have any queries regarding abstract or implement, extends or interface, you can comment down in the comment section. I'll definitely respond. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.